Hello everyone, we're good fight. Today, we the content to be report is water pollution economic. And World Water Resource Map and Comparison. This map represents the national water secretly assessment classified 186 countries globally on the scale from 100 to 1. And the sources are based on the evolution of 10 components of water series. The darker blue regions on the map indicate abundant water resource, while the redder areas signify water scarcity. And the 10 components of water security assess are drinking water and sanitation and good health and the water quality and the water availability and the water value and the water governance and the human safety and the economic safety and the water resource sustainability. OK， 好，下一个。And this map，所以再上一张，还没讲。In the map, it is evident that Africa has the lowest water resource globally, while Europe and the Americas has comparatively higher than water resource than other regions. 好，下一个。And this chart is the summary of the previous one divided into 5 sections. And one is Africa and the Americas, and Asia, Pacific, and Europe, and SIDS. Okay, and in the map, we can see the Europe, most countries tend to have higher rankings in water security, while countries in Asia and Africa generally rank lower. The reasons for this difference may involve factors such as topography, latitude, and policies. Multiple reasons like those could influence a country's water security assessment. And from this chart, we can observe change in surface water from 2010 and 2020. However, a close comparison reveals relatively minor fluctuations over the decade. It is evident that surface water is several scarce in Africa, while the Americas exhibit abundance. Regions like Russia and East Asia maintain stable and substantial surface water levels. In Europe, excluding North Europe, surface water quantities generally fall between those of Africa and the Americas. From the above, we can infer that the impact of surface water is directly influenced by factors such as topography and latitude. Thus, elements are crucial contributors to the dynamics of water resource.
We just introduced that Canada is the country with the most abundant water resources. So we will discuss Canada's industry, water, and economic. First of all, we would like to introduce the proportion of water use in Canadian industry. From the figure, we can see that industrial water from the figure is an important economic source in Canada, and water is a coolant and fluid for industry. For example, manufacturing 1 ton of steel consumes 215,000 liters of water. This is enough water to supply the needs of a typical Canadian family for 5 months. 下一页. In addition, we would like to introduce GDP and industrial output value in Canada. The time trend is from 2010 to 2022. We can see that Canada's GDP fell a lot from 2014 to 2016. The main reason is that due to the sharp drop in global oil prices in 2014, the decline in energy prices also caused the stock market to fall. Several major oil-producing economies fell into recession. Canada is one of these countries. Employment rose by 219,000 in May as several provinces began erasing restrictions, allowing some non-essential business to reopen. Household service spending also leads to growth, and families spend more on travel abroad, air transportation, food, and non-alcoholic beverage supplies. In the next picture, we will introduce the industrial trend in Canada from 2010 to 2022. We can see the lowest point in 2020. Severe reduction in auto-related trade contributed substantially to lower trade activity in 2020 April. Exports of motor vehicles and parts fell over 80% as widespread shutdowns impacted auto production on both sides of the Canada-US border. In 2022, the export output value of the industry hit a new high due to the economic recovery after COVID-19. Canada's goods export increased by 142.8 billion in 2022. Among them, energy, mineral products, and industrial machinery and equipment have the fastest increased. Energy products alone accounted for over half of Canada's goods export growth. Next, we will introduce agriculture. The growth of Canadian agriculture output value in 2013 is due to their agricultural food export strategy. The Ministry of Agriculture promotes its products, such as wine and seafood, at various food exhibitions, so that Canadian agricultural products are sold in large quantities to the Asia-Pacific region. The decline in agricultural output value in 2021 ranged from the continuing COVID-19 to trade fluctuations to extreme weather events such as historical droughts and floods. to labor shortage and rising costs. The direct loss related to drought is estimated at 1 billion in drop sales. In 2021, the agricultural output value hit a new high, and the wheat production increased significantly, mainly due to factors such as the increase in planting area and favorable weather. The limited supply and higher prices in the wheat export market caused by the Russo-Ukraine war are the main reason for encouraging Canadian farmers to increase their wheat planting area.
Water use in Egypt. First, let's talk about Egypt's water usage in 2022 and the proportion of water consumption across different sectors. Egypt's total water usage amounts to 78.4 billion cubic meters from the chart. We observe that agricultural water consumption consisted to 77% of Egypt's total water usage. That is largest consumer, accounting for 61.1 billion cubic meters. Following this, domestic water use is 12.58 billion cubic meters, representing 16%. Industrial water use is 5.73 billion cubic meters, making up 7%. Because that agricultural water usage dominates. We will now delve into agricultural output and Egypt's annual GDP. Chart 8 depicts Egypt's annual GDP from 2010 to 2022, while Chart B illustrates the growth in agricultural output during the same period. Both charts indicate growth in Egypt's agriculture and annual GDP, with agricultural share of the annual GDP increasing. The rise in agriculture also influenced an increasing demand for water. Next, let's talk the demographic change in Egypt. From the chart, we can see a continuous increase in Egypt's population from 2010 to 2022. The growing population contributes to an increased demand for water. The combination of agriculture and population growth leads to a yearly rise in Egypt's water demand. However, due to Egypt's climatic conditions, water supply falls short. This prompts Egypt to engage in virtual water trade to enhance water resource utilization. And say, what is the virtual water trade? Virtual water trade is not actual water, but refers to certain goods that can alleviate water resource pressure or importing continues. Virtual water imports can increase water supply and reduce water and environmental pressure on importing countries themselves, and especially dry countries that rely on low value food production and high water demand, like Egypt. Egypt invests a lot of water in agriculture, but because its irrigation system is less developed, the output value of water agriculture products. Or better water check to make up for the problem of insufficient water resource for food production. We can see that the total price of imported agricultural products in the chart is getting higher, which means that Egypt's water resources are becoming increasingly insufficient, and it needs to import more freshwater trade products.
Water pollution in Canada. In Canada, industries including oil and gas fields, only and energy production emit a lot amount of ozone major heavy metals. Acid substances, and other harmful substances have affected water quality and affect ecology. Is very production using a large amount of chemical this substance will go into water in water and running water, resulting in an interest in lifeguard organized matter and particles in water. Causing inflammation of bones and fatty oxide have affected water quality and the health of aquatic organisms. Canada's domestic trending level is relatively high compared to Egypt, but some domestic waste is still discharged into water bodies without treatment or insufficient treatment, especially in remote area and in dangerous communities. This sewage contains a large amount of organized matter, heavy metals, pathogens, and hormones, which has a negative impact on water quality and ecology.
已经对好几页了。
对不起，忘记换页了。
所以现在是哪一个？
在埃及。
埃及。
很抱歉。Egypt is as a country with an average annual rainfall of less than 80 millimeters. Only 6 of the country's land is covered intelligent pollution is one of major contributors to water pollution, especially from the paper, chemical, water, and food interest. This interest discharge large amount of organic matter, heavy metals, pigments, and other toxic substances, causing serious damage to the water quality and ecology of the Nile River. 下一页。 Water pollution is also an important source of water pollution, mainly due to the excess use of chemical fertilizers and animal waste. These substances flow into the Nile River along with water and rainfall, leading to an increase in phosphorus, organic matter, and pathogens in water, promoting the growth of large finding earthworms, reducing the amount of this low oxide in the water, and affecting the survival of clean organs. 下一页。It was donated surgery treatment therapy in the